Did you finish refiguring expenses?
No. As far as reading material goes, the ledger is too depressing. I decided to read the obituaries instead. When you get a little older, you'll discover the only difference between tragedy and comedy is whether it happened to you or someone else. Oh look, Wick is in the paper today.
In the obituaries?
The business section, sweetie. Apparently, he's doing rather well for himself lately. I suppose not all news is bad news.
Good afternoon, ladies. It's a lovely day out there for an extraordinary long walk.
Where have you been all day? That was supposed to be a brief rendezvous.
I'm sorry, Miss M. Some of the locals insisted on seeing me reenact the perils of Pauline. Oh, customers! I didn't realize we actually served anyone here. Hello. How was your lunch? Are you enjoying your lunch? Or would you say it's more of an early dinner?
Rocky, you know how much you frighten the elderly. Come talk to us over here. We're in need of any business we can get. Finances have her looking to dead people for a laugh.
Oh well, knowing Kehoe, that frat has an unusually high content of embalming fluid anyway.
No, you misunderstand. Despite appearances, Miss M, today has been a unequivocal success. I just need to find the car.
Oh honey, you lost the car? It's all we had left besides that old truck. I had to sell the rest.
Oh, don't worry. If I could just borrow a certain surly Slovak for a bit, I'll get it right back. There'll be plenty of embalming fluid to go around tomorrow night.
Check in the garage. Ivy, you go along too.
Sure.
Victor will be less likely to throttle him in your presence.
You know when Victor looks at you, it seems like he's searing a hole through your face? Well, I have a theory about that. By having to pass through that singular ocular of his, the hate energy he radiates experiences some sort of amplification in a matter not unlike stimulated emission, as Einstein described it, resulting in a kind of highly intensified glare beam. Victor! You wouldn't believe what happened today.
I need to show you my
a bunch
shoes.
of yokels came by with a truck and put me on a train track, and I had to sacrifice a pig to get out. But they had my tie nailed to the track, and I couldn't get out because of its durable mesmerized cotton silk blend. But then I got out just in time before the damn rascal could shoot my head off. Oh man, that was a thrill. You should have been there.
No? But Victor, we didn't even ask a question.
I just need some help getting the car.
Could you? Please?
Not now, I'm busy.
Ugh, I was hoping it wouldn't come to this, Victor.
Bad knees, get off!
How about if I bend your fingers the wrong way? How about that? I'll crush the air out of your lungs, you big ornery ox.
Okay, Devka, get off!
Okay? Was that a yes? And you're not gonna kill him, right?
You aren't gonna kill him, guys. Get off!
Well, he's all yours. Sometimes you need to rough him up a little bit, but really, he's just a big teddy bear once you... Victor, put the wrench down. You said you wouldn't.
I have a bit of a dilemma, Victor. As fortune would have it, there's a pickup tomorrow night. But to the contrary, fortune-wise, it seems I'll have a gaggle of belligerent cloudhoppers to contend with. And so, well, I was hoping you would have some valuable advice or perhaps some words of inspiration for your young protege.
Quit.
Quit? I can't quit, Victor. Who would be left to bring Miss M her gin and whiskey and coffin varnish?
How can I help when you are so much like a spaghetti noodle?
I'm like a spaghetti noodle?
Yeah, skinny, no muscle. That is why you come back looking always like you got hit by a train.
Says the one-eyed man with knees that don't bend.
One of them bent somewhat. And that is after 7 years at this work.
Well, my record for not getting hit by trains is actually pretty good. I know I've been in a lot of scrapes since I started, but I've survived them all with the minimal, what was I? Hey, you wouldn't happen to know exactly where I could find a pig farm around here, would you? Somewhere by the river? No? Because I was thinking, that is because I couldn't help but notice that oily rag in your pocket. You're practically pointing at it. How could I ignore? And,
What?
Oh, for a muse of fire. I mean, I have an idea. Do you want to hear my idea?
Get out!
Sure, getting out. Oh, thanks for your help. And for not crushing my skull with a blunt instrument!
Good evening, dear. It might interest you to know Cedric Sable is having a new quarry blasted just west of here between the two rivers. There's quite a list of dignitaries attending the, christening. I suppose that calls for a special invitation. They're blowing something up after all. What better reason to celebrate? Yes?
You should be careful conversing so indiscreetly with the portraiture, Miss M. People are liable to think you're crazier than a can of cricket juice.
Oh, Rocky. Come on in.
I found your adding machine.
Thank you, sweetie. Actually, I'm glad you came.
You are?
You're still certain you can get your hands on that fried tomorrow night? We may have some important guests, and I can't keep watering down that watered-down whiskey we've got left.
Absolutely. And not only because I got my hat back and the car, but because Victor gave me some invaluable, because, well, he seemed to suggest that trouble is that I'm the wrong kind of noodle. Tomorrow I'll be more like, linguine.
The Union Trust building. It's getting late, but the doorman should take it. If you could just drop it off on your way to wherever it is you live.
Mr. Sable? Mr. Sable? Some thug brought this message for you. It's just your letter opener, Mr. Sable. The doorman said the courier looked like some scruffy excuse for a hoodlum.
What are you doing here at this time of night, Lacey?
Well, I figured I'd stay and make more coffee if you needed it. But I think maybe you've had enough.
Why don't you head on home and get some rest? Big day tomorrow and all.
Old Man River. That seems far too austere a name for something made of mirth and rage. Oh, roiling red blood river vein, if chief among your traits is age, you're a wily convoluted sage. It's old the thing you call what rings the vernal heart of Western lore, what brings us brassy myth-made kings, preponderance of bug-type things. To challenge titans come before, demiurge to a triad Avalon once more. And what august vitality in the wide aorta stream, you must have had to oversee alchemic change of timber beam to iron brick and engine steam. Your umber whiskey waters lands to prideful sober serenity, a faulty hollow temperance, and welter self-sure countenance. Yes, righteousness is vanity, but your sports for imps, not elderly. So, if there's a name for migrant mass of veteran frivolity that snakes through seas of prairie grass and groves of summer sassafras, a name that flows as roguishly as wild waters, fast and free, it's your real name, Mississippi. Encore?